Office politics is a battlefield. In the corporate jungle, your deadliest enemies rarely come from the front lines, they strike from the shadows. Backstabbers are like hidden daggers, lurking in every corner, waiting to ambush unsuspecting professionals with calculated chaos. But true master strategists don't just survive these games. They weaponize wisdom and strategy to neutralize every sneaky play. So how do the pros outmaneuver these corporate snakes? Hello everyone, welcome to the Strategy Wisdom Growth Club, a channel dedicated to cracking the truth about emotions and human nature. Remember to like, subscribe and turn on the bell so that you won't miss my new videos. After dissecting hundreds of real-world power struggles, I've condensed their tactics into these 4 core strategies. 1. Playing dumb. The gun hits the bird that sticks out. This proverb that has been passed down for many years still has a profound warning significance in the modern workplace. Those greenheads who love to show off their talents often become the primary target of villains. The reason why villains are villains is that they lack real skills. Therefore, they will be jealous of others' talents and achievements in their hearts, and fear that their status will be threatened, so they will suppress these potential competitors by any means. In response to this reality, smart people will choose to play dumb. Doing so is not really stupidity or ignorance, but a coping strategy of retreating to advance and keeping a low profile. In the workplace, we must learn to hide our strength and ambition and not easily expose our cards. When facing the provocation and jealousy of villains, deliberately show an appearance of ignorance and non-contention to make villains mistakenly think that we are not a threat to them. For example, at the company's project discussion meeting, even if we have a more feasible plan in mind, we should not rush to show it, but first carefully observe the attitude and reaction of those villains. If the villain tries to grab the credit or belittle the ideas of others, we can remain silent for a while and wait for the right time to put forward our ideas to the leader. This seemingly frustrated strategy can prevent us from becoming a thorn in the eyes of villains, and at the same time win time and space for ourselves to accumulate strength and develop ourselves. 2. Pulling relationships. The human relations in the workplace are like an invisible net that connects everyone, and one hair moves the whole body. For the troubles of villains, we cannot just take the simple and crude approach of confrontation. In fact, we need to cleverly use the strategy of building relationships to resolve the crisis. First, we need to get closer to villains in words, which is a superficial closeness strategy. We can express our care and support for them appropriately in daily communication, so that they can have a sense of satisfaction psychologically. But it should be noted that this care and praise must be just right and not too flattering. Otherwise it will make the villains more complacent. Secondly, from time to time, hint at the close relationship between us and leaders or bigwigs, which is a psychological deterrent strategy. Villains usually bully the weak and fear the strong. When they know that we have strong support behind us, they tend to be restrained. For example, in the communication with villains, inadvertently mention a private communication with the leader or the affirmation you have received, so that the villains realize that we are not isolated and helpless. Soft persimmons. Finally, you can inadvertently reveal your relationship with third-party forces, which is a strategy to show value. Let the villain know that we have certain connections and resources inside and outside the company, and having a good relationship with us may bring some convenience to ourselves. Everyone should pay attention that this kind of building relationships is just a pretense with the villain in the workplace, and it is not to go along with the villain, but to use the power of social relationships to check and balance the villain without violating the principles, and create a relatively stable development environment for yourself. 3. Praise the strengths. As we all know, the more narrow-minded and selfish the villain is, the more he desires to be recognized and praised by others. Their hearts are full of vanity and inferiority, and they need to fill their inner emptiness through external affirmation. From the perspective of strategy, appropriately praising the strengths of the villain is a strategy to paralyze the enemy. We should be good at discovering the shining points of the villain. Even if it is a trivial advantage, we should give sincere praise. But the sincerity here is not a recognition from the heart, but a strategic disguise to temporarily reduce the other party's aggression. 4. Change the topic. Party unity and attacking dissidents are a common trick of villains. When villains try to bind us deeply and involve us in their disputes, timely changing the subject is a crucial escape strategy. Villains are often good at making trouble and sowing discord, trying to drag us down and become their accomplices or scapegoats. We must not get on the wrong boat. Cleverly changing the subject is an effective way to break the villain's rhythm and take the initiative. We must quickly and cleverly guide the topic to work-related, positive or unrelated areas of the villain. For example, when the villain starts talking about gossip within the company or someone's privacy, we can immediately shift the topic to the latest industry trends, project progress, or the team's technical achievements. In short, dealing with villains in the workplace requires us to have keen insight, superb strategies, and firm principles. Remember these 16-character formulas and flexibly use these strategies, so that we can calmly deal with the villain's difficulties and effectively protect our core interests and personal reputation. If you always feel that you are very honest and simple-minded, and don't know how to deal with things cleverly, it's because you know nothing about strategies. One must always be strategic in life. Please like and subscribe to learn more strategies and wisdom.